Hello everyone, it's Jessica and I am back with another video for you, and today I'm super excited because I am kicking off 31 days of sketches with Christy's Beautiful Life with an exclusive sketch by me for day one. So I am kicking off this series with the very first sketch, and I decided to do some mixed media with my sketch and feature some star outlines and just all about stars on this one. So I have pulled out just a yellow sheet of Bazzill textured cardstock, and then I am going to go to work on my background, and instead of doing wet mixed media, I'm kind of doing a little bit drier, and I am using Close to My Heart Perfectly Imperfect patterns for my stamp set. So I'm just basically going through the background, and I'm starting out with Distress Ink and Stormy Sky. Then I'm going to use some Uncharted Mariner and throw in some Peacock feathers as well. So I'm using one ink and then I guess 2 oxides. So what I'm gonna do is I am gonna kind of put all these down just like mixed media. So just kind of like the smushing technique or packaging technique. And then I'm gonna add some water. So I'm kind of being careful as to how much water I add. I don't want to add too much because I don't want to warp my paper too bad. But as you can see, those colors are blended together. They kind of pooled a little bit and created a really, really cool effect. And I could have actually added just a little bit more water, but I wanted to go in with a bunch of splatters to break it up. So I didn't want it to blend in too much. I wanted that kind of cloudy look. So I just used some more splatter kind of stamp from that stamp set. And then I'm going to splatter manually with some Nuvo Sparkle spray in Peacock Plume. And then I am also going to use Nuvo Sparkle spray in Morning Fog as well, which is this one. So I'm just kind of taking that top off of the spray bottle and then just basically flicking it on there. Nothing too fancy or special, super easy to do. Just drying up my area here between, and then I'm going to use some white gesso because I want some white splatters, but if you use white acrylic paint, it does tend to kind of just dilute the background. It'll just kind of blend in and create a marbly look, but I wasn't really going for that in this one. I wanted it to be a little bit more distinct with my white splatters and give it some dimension, so that's why I go with the white gesso. And now I'm just pulling out my Big Shot while I set that aside to dry. So I'm pulling out some Elle Studio pocket tabbed tags, and I thought this would be perfect for the sketch. I didn't actually design the sketch with this in mind. I had this die, but I didn't even realize that I had it until I was looking through my stash. So it's actually perfect to go with this sketch because I created it with kind of some layering behind the photos, and it has like a little file tab kind of folder look behind the photos as the layers. So this was actually so perfect for this layout. And I'm just using papers from papers and embellishments actually from Coco Vanilla Studios No Limits collection. So for my stars, I just cut those out on my Cricut machine. So I just did 2 stars. I think the big one was almost 9 inches. So I think it was 8.9 on the biggest dimension. And then the smaller one, honestly, I don't know the dimension offhand, but I know that I used the attach feature and cut it out right in the middle of the other one. So I saved paper that way. And then I actually have a 3rd star too, because it cut out the outlines. And then here I'm just using some Echo Park dies, just in some stitched stars. And I love this die set. It's one of my favorites. I pull it out a lot, especially with this collection because it has a lot of stars in the collection as well. So it matches pretty good with this. So I'm just pulling out some of my scraps from the smaller paper pad from the collection. And then I'm going to pop that back on my magnetic sheet so I don't lose those. So as you can see, I'm just kind of arranging this on my glass mat for now because my paper is still kind of drying. And I'm just gonna work on my title. I'm just kind of shifting through all of these and seeing if there's anything in here that I like. And I really like this Hey There title because I wanted something to say superstar, but of course that's not in this one. So, which I'm kind of surprised because I feel like Superstar title would actually go really well with this collection. But I wanted to do Hey There Superstar. So I am just going to pull out some thicker letters from my stash over here and use Superstar as my word below the Hey There. So I'm just kind of adhering these stars down lightly. I want to do some machine stitching on them. So I'm just going to put a little bit of tape runner on it. I don't want to put too much because I don't want to clog up my needle on my sewing machine. So I just put enough to just kind of place it down, and then there you can see that I've sewn it all down. And my edges of the stars I did not cut. I didn't want them to have those sharp edges, so I actually folded them over around my paper to give them a softer edge, and it turned out pretty cool. And then here is my title. I've popped everything down. I'm going to start placing these stars around. I just love how this mixed media pops in behind the photo. I think it just looks so cute, and I love the dimension of the colors. And here I'm just pulling out my very large tape roll from ThermoWeb. I'm actually on their design team as well, so I have some of their adhesives, and I'm pulling out that big foam roll there that comes in handy for a lot of things. And I just wanted to pop up these stars. So nothing too fancy on this one. This is a pretty easy layout for anyone to follow along. Anybody can play along in the series. You don't have to make a YouTube video for it. You can just post your layout in the group. There's a public group, 30 Days of Sketches by Christy's Beautiful Life. And there's going to be an album in there for Series 10, and then each day will be posted as the days roll on. So every day there'll be a new sketch, and you can play along with all of them and post yours in the comments of that one. So it's just for fun. It's a super fun series to do, just something to play along with. And if you're lacking inspiration, it's just absolutely perfect for that, because it really kind of gets you going and gives you an easy layout, if I dare say. Easy layout. This one some people may be intimidated by, but you don't have to do mixed media on the background. You don't have to do anything to your background. You don't have to use stars. You could use hearts. You could do anything that inspires you. You could take inspiration from just the way that the photos are laying on the page and use that as your inspiration for the entire page. You could say you like the little stars and how I use those on the layout and on the sketch. So you could just use little stars on your layout. You could do it with hearts. Like I said, anything pretty much goes. So that's the fun thing about being inspired by a sketch. You can take what you want from it and kind of make it your own. So there, I just popped my Superstar letters down, and I'm just gonna finish up embellishing this. I'm gonna put a couple words underneath instead of my journaling. I don't really have too much to say about these photos. These photos are of me and my oldest son from a couple years ago, actually, in 2020. And he's a lot smaller in these photos than he is right now. He just turned 4, but he was just super cute and wanted to take some pictures with mommy that day. So we were just hanging out at our farm and making mountain pies and s'mores around the fire. So we were having a fun time that day. And I am just pulling out some more embellishments from the No Limits collection. And then, as you can see, I've also added some flair. The flair is something that I recently got from Scrappin Happy Studio, and I absolutely love them. They're so cute. She has so many. She designs them herself, so she's a small business, and I love supporting small businesses. And so she designs those epoxy flairs, and they are so durable and just absolutely stunning in person, and I just love them. They're so easy to adhere too. All I did was stick a glue dot on the back. I mean, you could even just use regular glue. It's so easy. They have a backing on them, and it's not like some stickers where nothing sticks to them. I have that trouble sometimes, but these you can easily stick down with just about anything. So I really loved that about those, and I was able to put some thread behind them to kind of give them some dimension too and make them kind of pop off the page. And then here I'm just finishing up with some little stars from the collection, which I just love these little packs of stars. I should have got some more of them. I got 2 packs and I'm already out of the one, so I've started digging into that second one. And then just stamping my date, and here's the finished layout. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I hope you love the sketch, and I hope that you can play along in the group, and feel free to leave any comments or questions below, and remember to post your layouts in the album in the Facebook group. So thanks so much for watching. Bye.